This is a Bailey Pageant Provence. We're going to take you around the van and show you how it operates. The jockey wheel, hitch and handbrake is all stuff we'll go through in person on site when you're here for the handover. Front locker, you've got your gas regulator up on the bulkhead and your gas pipe work that goes to the bottle. It's a reverse thread fitment that goes into the bottle itself, so you need to turn it the opposite way, for instance, to a Coke bottle lid. You can carry a maximum of two 6 kilogram propane gas bottles in the front of the van. Down the side of the van, just here, you have your wind down leg on either side of the van, and there's also two on the rear. They are there for stabilising the caravan and not lifting the caravan off the ground. Very simply, you wind the legs down so they touch the floor once the caravan's level. Apply a little bit of pressure, but not so it lifts the van. Just so, like I said, it stabilises it. If you did lift the caravan with the legs, it could potentially damage the floor of the van. Again, down the side of the van, you've got the wheel nuts. The wheel nuts will be torqued while you're here on site, so you can see they've been done correctly, and they'll be done to the manufacturer's recommended setting. On the side of the van, you've got your grey waste pipes here, so the fresh water that goes in at the back of the van, that I'll come to in a moment, will actually come out down the side here. You'll have two bits of grey pipe that go into the circles at the behind the flaps there, and they'll go down inside your waste master. Toilet waste cassette in this locker just here. Very simply, pull up the handle at the bottom and pull the cassette towards you. The neck here turns out to tip the waste away, and on the back of here you've got a yellow pressure relief button, so when you're tipping the waste away it doesn't spit and splatter back at you. The cassette will need 1 litre of water in it and a cap full of the blue fluid prior to use. Top here, you've got your toilet flush tank, so you need to put 3.5 litres of water in here and a cap full of the pink fluid prior to use. Well, there will be a lock in here by the time you pick the caravan up. It's actually fallen out for some reason, so we'll put that back in and make sure it's working correctly. Side of the van here, you've got your water pump down inside the barrel, as you can see here, and the water pump connects into the side of the van. The cover here moves when you're running the heating and water system on gas, and I'll show you that while you're here on site also. Back of the van on either side, you've got your wind down legs again to stabilise the caravan, but like I said, down the front of the van, you would never lift the van with these legs. Coming out the door side of the caravan, you've got these fridge vents here that remove, and again I'll show you them before you take the caravan away. Behind here you've got essentially a vent that allows the hot air at the back of the fridge unit and also allows it to take in some cool air. You've got a gas flue here for when the fridge is running on gas, and the same at the bottom. You've got your battery box here, so the battery, would advise that you put a battery in there when you're using the caravan so it completes the charge system on the van, and then you've also got your mains power lead coming into the side of the van. Going inside the caravan now. First thing you're going to need to do is come inside and turn on your master power on the switch just here. You've got your light switch, so you've got your main lights. I haven't turned all the lights on, I must admit, for the purpose of the handover. But again, we will turn them on once we need them. And then you've got your awning light here for the outside of the caravan. At the top, you've got a voltmeter for the battery on board the caravan. As you can see at the moment, it's around 13.5 volts. Due to the fact we're connected to mains power and it is currently charging. To fill the water system on the caravan, which is the first thing you're going to need to do, is come underneath the seat on the right-hand side rear of the caravan, and you'll actually see a yellow valve. Now, that yellow valve is a drain down valve. You'll need it parallel with the floor, as it is at the moment, to be able to fill the water system on board the caravan. If that yellow valve was pointing towards the bottom of the seat, it would drain all the water off the system on board the van. When you are filling the water system, you'll need to come over to every tap on the caravan, as in the sink, the two sinks and the shower, and make sure the taps are completely open on the hot side of the water system. The reason being is we need to bleed the system, so this hot water tank that says 10 litre on the side of it down here doesn't have any air in it, because if you turn that tank on and you start trying to warm up the hot air that's inside of there, eventually it will burn out the element inside the tank. It needs the water to be able to heat properly. So yellow valve parallel with the floor, come over to each tap, as I just said. Open up the taps. As you can see, I've already filled the system on this particular caravan, just so we can get ahead on the video slightly. So you open all the taps up, the sink and the shower as well, and then you turn on the water pump switch just here. So when it's off, it'll be in the off position, and to turn it on, you'll put it on the on position. Once you've got water running out of every tap continuously, like we have now, you can shut all of the taps off, so they're in the off position, and then you can start warming the water on board the caravan. Now down here, again, on the panel below the seat at the back of the van, you've got a switch that says water heater, 230 volt. So that's your electric water heating. You'll turn that switch on, and that'll allow the hot water tank on board the van to start warming the water. If you want to warm the water with gas or boost the water system when you're showering on board the van, then you need to use the gas. You can spin this dial round to the gas symbol just here. If a gas bottle's connected, then it will self-ignite on gas as long as that white cover on the outside is removed. Once it's ignited, in a moment it will fail, so you get a red fail light up here, as you can see now, just due to the fact that gas isn't on this van. So like I said, the green light means it has ignited, red light means failed to ignite. Once you've got it ignited, you can control the water temperature on this dial just here, between 30 and 70 degrees. As you can see at the moment, the 70 is above that green light. Essentially, at the moment, if that gas was lit, it would warm up the water system to 70 degrees. If I had the 30 above it, on the other end, then it would warm up to 30 degrees. To turn the gas supply back off, you'll spin the dial round to the off position, and that will isolate the gas supply to the heater. So that's your water heating and how to fill the water system on board the van. Next up, we're going to go to the heating on board the van. So we're going to go down to the front of the van. I've done the front of the van. You've got a switch similar to the 230 volt switch down the back for the water heating. So you make sure this switch is on, and then you can control the power that is coming into the caravan on this switch next to it, and also the temperature of the heater. So this dial here is the temperature for the heater. On the side here, you've got 500, 1000 and 2000, and also an off position. What this essentially means is the amount of power that is coming into the caravan from the caravan site you are on. If you had 500 watts available, you'd set it to 500 watts of power. If you had 1000, you'd set it to 1000, and the same with the 2000. So, as you can see, 500 watts of power is now set. Set your temperature, and your heating is working. You would need to ask on the site office of the caravan site you're going to which power source you can run your heating and hot water on, and they will happily advise you. If you want to run your heater on gas, you can also do that. So down here, you've got the gas option. You've got the dials here. So you essentially have it in the off position when you don't want the heating on. To ignite it, you'll spin it round to the between 10 and 9 position. Press down the gas valve, and when it does ignite, it's got a self-igniter in this, which is a piezo igniter essentially with a AA battery just down below it. It will start igniting, and when you get it ignited, you'll have a pilot light in this window. Once it's ignited, and it's been on for and you've been holding the gas valve down for 5 to 10 seconds once it has been ignited, you'll slowly release the gas valve and control the temperature of the heater on the dial on top. You can turn the gas supply back off by going to the off position here. You've also got blown air heating on board this caravan, so essentially the vents around the caravan that you see down there are blown air vents, a bit like you got in your car. So you've got a fan speed on top here, and if you want to turn on the blown air, you can flick this switch over to the little wave symbol on this side, and that is continuous blown air. If you want to use automatic blown air, so it cuts in and out with the thermostat on board the van, you can put it on the A on the right hand side, and that will allow it to cut in and out with the thermostat. If you've got it on the dot in the centre here, the heat will come straight out the front of the heater as it is doing at the moment, and I can assure you, with how cold and damp it is outside, it's quite nice to be in a nice warm van. Fridge, again, very simple to use. You've got a main control on this side, you've got an off position at the top here, you've got 240 mains, so you're using mains power, and you can control the temperature of the fridge on gas and electric on this dial on the right hand side. You've got two 12 volt modes, so when you're towing down the road, you can actually use the fridge as a cool box, a bit like one of them once you plug into your 12 volt in your car. So you'll select the 12 volt mode here, and when your car's connected at the front, it'll actually start cooling the fridge. Now, like I said, it will be a cool box, it will not be a fridge at that point. So essentially, when you get on site, you can open the wine nice and early, because it's already got a bit of chill to it, or a nice cold bud, for instance, open it up and have a nice drink when you get there. To get the gas system ignited on gas, you'll spin this dial to the bottom towards the gas symbol. You'll press in the temperature control just here and hit the igniter at the same time. And when it has ignited, this little red line will come around into the green, and that is essentially your pilot light for the fridge. Again, a bit like the heater behind me, if you are igniting it on gas, you're going to need to hold in the gas valve for 5 to 10 seconds once that red line has hit the green. And that will allow the thermocouple to warm up, and then once it's been on for 5 to 10 seconds, you can slowly release the gas valve and control the temperature of the fridge on the dial on the front. Microwave, hob and grill, etc. all works very much like your household appliances, so I shouldn't have thought you'll have any difficulty with those. Bathroom again, taps, etc. and the sink all work very much the same. The toilet system, a little bit different to a household one. You've got a pump flush on top, so you'll pump it up and down to flush the toilet system. You've got a full indicator light here for your toilet waste cassette, and that will illuminate red when the toilet cassette is full. And below the toilet, you've got a waste handle, which you'll need to push open before you go to the loo to allow the waste into the toilet cassette underneath the van. When you are emptying the toilet cassette, as you can see, the toilet does turn for your convenience. However, when you're emptying the toilet cassette, you need to turn the toilet round and make sure it is pointing straight across towards the door of the caravan. If that isn't in that position, it's actually got 2 lockout tabs on it, so it will not allow you to remove that cassette from underneath the van. If you have any further questions on the Bailey Pageant Provence, please don't hesitate to give us a call here at the Caravan Company, and we'd be more than happy to help. We thank you for your business, and we hope you enjoy the caravan. Bye bye for now.